Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. My name is AFIQAH NAJWA binti MUHAMAD SHAHARUDIN, metric number 1181712. Today, we will discuss about an issue which is cloud computing under chapter 10, which is wireless, remote and wide area network. Firstly, for introduction, basically, what is cloud computing? So cloud computing is the delivery of on-demand computing service from application to storage and processing power, typically over the internet and on a pay-as-you-go basis. Cloud computing consists of three distinct types of computing service delivered remotely to client via the internet. Client typically pay a monthly or annual service fee to providers to gain access to systems that deliver software as a service, platform as a service, and infrastructure as a service to subscribers. Clients who subscribe to cloud computing service can reap a variety of benefits depending on their particular business needs at a given point in time. The days of large capital investment in software and IT infrastructure are now a thing of the past for any enterprise that chooses to adopt the cloud computing model for procurement of IT service. So next, we move why we choose cloud computing as an issue. So this is because it has seen the fastest adoption into the mainstream than any other technology in the domain. This adoption has been fueled mainly by the ever-increasing number of smartphones and mobile devices that can access the internet. Cloud computing is not just for organization and business, but it is also useful for the average person as well. It enables us to run software programs without installing them on our computers. Besides, it enables us to store and access our multimedia content via internet. It also enables us to develop and test programs without necessarily having servers and so on.
Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is NUURUNNABILAH binti LOKAMAN 1182651. So today I will present to you the advantages of cloud computing. So this is our findings for this topic. So the first one is security. There are numerous reasons why cloud computing is more reliable than in-house computing. Cloud computing offers many advanced security features that guarantee all data is securely stored and handled. For example, when any sensitive data is lost, cloud storage provide additional safety as the data is stored in the system. So even if anything happens in your computer, it can be rapidly accessible. So the second one is cost saving. It can reduce cost of managing or maintaining your system in a company, since everything will be hosted in the cloud and we are no longer needed a physical storage center. So rather than you spend money on maintenance gradually on the hardware, it is better to invest and spend on the resources of the cloud computing service provider. In addition, if a company decided to run a hardware, they need a secure room to set them up. If they do not own one, they need to build one on site. So server also need a constant cooling to make it work properly. So the company also need money extra cost to prepare some brutal air conditioning costs. So in addition, this can also reduce operating costs, as we no longer needed to pay the salary or wages for expert staff that are in charge of for some equipment or server. So the last one for the advantages is flexible to use. It allows employees to be more flexible in their work practice. For instance, they have ability to access data from home, on holiday, and many more, as long as there is an internet connection. For example, in this PKP or MCO, we cannot go to work like always. So if we use cloud computing, we can easily access our data from any mobile phones, tablets, or laptop. So that's all for advantages. The next one is our observation for this topic. So these are the disadvantages or the vulnerabilities of the cloud computing. So the first one, compliance violation and regulatory action. So to decide who can access which data and what they can do with it, companies must have a rigid law. Although the cloud offers the advantage of ease to access, it also presents a security risk as it can be hard to keep up of who can access the cloud data. So the second one is cloud computing could lead to data loss. So for purpose other than malicious attack, data that is stored in the cloud may be lost. So customer data may be permanently lost to unintended deletion of data by the cloud service provider, or a physical disaster such as a fire or earthquake. So the burden of data loss prevention does not fall entirely on the shoulder of the supplier, but also for the customer.
Assalamualaikum. My name is MADIHAH SAWDAH binti MUHAMAD JAFFAR, and my metric number is 1181714. Next, I will continue with the suggestion for these issues. First is how to prevent compliance violation and regulatory action. The most important step for compliance in the cloud is to truly analyze the cloud service agreement and ask for cloud and data security policies from the cloud service provider, and make sure to implement a model for access management where you can see the record of what systems are deployed and their cloud security level. Next is how to prevent data loss. When companies are not aware of how their employees are using cloud computing services, they could lose control of their data assets and become vulnerable to breaches and insider security threats. One of the most effective ways to prevent data loss is by frequent backups. Set a schedule for regular backups by and clear delineation of what data is eligible for backups and what is not. Consider using data loss prevention DLP software to detect and prevent unauthorized movement of sensitive data. Last is the conclusion of this issue. First is it is important to remember that cloud service provider CSP use a shared responsibility model for security. The CSP accepts responsibility for some aspects of security. Other aspects of security are shared between the CSP and the consumer. Some aspects of security remain the sole responsibility of the consumer. Next is the effective cloud security depends on knowing and meeting all consumer responsibilities. Consumers' failure to understand or meet their responsibilities is a leading cause of security incidents in cloud-based systems. That's all from us. Thank you.